This week on Hermitcraft. Cub is killing llamas for their skulls, Azuma is killing parrots for their skulls, B-Dubs is killing cats for their skulls, and Iskall is killing Diorite for he has a thirst that cannot be quenched.
Quick! Quick!
No!
Okay, I got a few.
saving that for a special project.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft Recap. My name is PixelRiffs, our writer is LoyXP, and this week on...
Okay, nice and level. We're on. Oh, okay. Greetings, citizen. Do not attempt to adjust your internet router or router. I say both pronunciations to preserve my anonymity, of course. For it is I, Wormman, temporarily borrowing a spot in this week's Hermitcraft Recap to tell you that crime is bad. Stealing is bad. Violence is also bad. Hacking too, that's bad as well. Well, I mean, it is from now. You know, after this message, then it's bad. You too can help fight crime and be a hero, just like me, Wormman, by clicking any eye symbols you might see on your screen, anywhere at all. I don't know, it might coincidentally link you to ZF's channel, who I am definitely not, by the way, absolutely not even a little bit ZF at all. Wormman away! Yeah.
Now on top of everything we've got worms. With that out of the way, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week, starting with ZF for no particular reason. His Lake of Life is once again expanded with a cleverly assembled villager-powered potato farm, and with potato heads farming potatoes, you could say that the inmates are running the asylum.
Stop it, look at the dirty neck as well. You need to clean the back of your neck next time you have a sell some carrots!
On the other hand, TFC is more than happy to show his villagers who's boss. After remodeling his breeder, he's still very picky about which villagers get the honour of being locked in a cell with only a slab's worth of light. The others get a fate worse than minecarts. All in all, not a fun week for the mobs of the server. The head loot tables have been updated, which of course means that everyone wants to expand their collection. The parrots have it particularly rough, seeing as how there's not too many of them to begin with. Scar and Cub manage to rescue some before Azuma goes on a literal headhunt.
Hey, hello, governor. How you doing? I think I might just... Oh, that's so cruel. That was so cruel. If I'd have killed those two, I would have had the mob heads already.
And if you think that's metal, here, check out the skull sculpture he gets Iskall to build at his base. A sculpture, if you will. Now, this one is actually but a smaller copy of a copy, the original being the Skull Cave Iskall had in his single-player series, and the big copy being Iskall's replacement for the giant Richard the Villager head. As for original builds, X has made a great interior and sorting system for his witch farm, sadly doing the unspeakable in the process. To crank up the rates of his own witch farm, Tangotech decides to blow up some spawning places to smithereens during a live stream, and it goes as well as you would expect.
Whoops, whoa, hey, Yeah.
Now, we kind of failed to mention in previous weeks that Tango has been working on the aesthetics of his base, but you have to admit that Scorpion Tails and Nether Brick roadways are easily overshadowed when juxtaposed with super amazing Wither Skeleton farms and self-reviving Iron Phoenixes. This week, however, it'd be a shame not to mention the cool Flying Forge Demon, as he calls it, and its bright green gaseous tail. The thing looks like it's voiced by Tim Curry, for God's sake, it's so deliciously evil.
Slime beneath me, slime up above. You love my toxic love.
The spoon counter jumps up this week when Mumbo spends quite some time waiting for Tango to provide a tutorial or at least a world download for his advanced storage system. You know, the one on the server they both play on? After the realization hits him, Mumbo rams his camera account into the mechanical bits and copies the scheme for his own storage. And he's gonna need that to store all the loot Iskall and he earned in the Aber End City raiding. Or will he? For the winner once again takes it all, and we sure ain't giving away who won that silly competition.
Right.
It said, I thought that, you know Jacksepticeye, do you know him?
Yes, yeah, I do know the one.
Yeah. I thought Jacksepticeye was the loudest YouTuber, but then I saw Iskall. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
A more down-to-earth Abercaving takes place over in False's episode, this time facing off with Stress Monster. All we can say is, someone wins.
False.
You know, do you gaming? Do you go straight for the strip mine?
Yep. I would never
straight
ever,
down to level
ever
11.
cave.
No?
Yeah,
So I've got you doing something you never do. This is amazing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Now this might be B-dubs rubbing off on her, but this week Stress starts building a giant tree. It's just a tree stump for now, so those vine parasites might not be spreading to other humans just yet. Speaking of parasites, this week Impulse dies to an endermite, so that's a first. At least he's got that curse of binding helmet off now, and once he's worked out the bugs, he dresses up his storage system and rebuilds the helix pillar, because pedantry.
When it comes to building, guys, I rely heavily on you and your feedback because, as I've mentioned in the past, building is not my strong suit. Things are starting to turn out pretty good, I think. I'm liking where this is going.
iJevin now has a dark box mob grinder, and if it feels like we're bringing that up out of nowhere, it's only because that's kinda how it came to be. Well, it was probably built in a live stream, but we can't cover those as there's too much footage. In the episode, he once again works on the pier beautification and some bits and bobs around his base. Some even end up working out for him. Vintage Beef also works on bits and bobs out in the jungle, laying out an enchanting area before going caving for diamonds and, apparently, cobwebs. Later on, he builds a chicken coop, which all goes great until all of his baby chickens are slaughtered by jungle cats. Apparently there's a law of the jungle beyond just, give us all your clay.
That looks great. Let's do this path real quick. I think I'm gonna need some more supplies, though. Oh no! I forgot about this! No! No! Oh crap, why is my... Ah, you son of a... Get! You jerks!
Thankfully, B-dubs, the spirit of vengeance, has been running around weeding out the ever-respawning cats for the purposes of giving Scar his cat head reward, taking a break only to tame some drama llamas and a war elephant, which, by the way, still only counts as one. For now, free of his NHO duties, Scar embraces his newfound base and literally paves the way for the future Scar City with massive roads and modern-style lampposts. Not to be outdone in the art of making giant circles, Cubfan begins construction of his personal nether hub, which contains portals to his own witch and iron farms.
Alright guys, so let's go ahead and go on through. Come on through here. There's the beacon. We just walk on through. There we go. Portal disappears behind us. Very good.
Rendog digs out an area for the passive spawned cow killing machine, even mapping out his island to make sure there's no mycelium blocks left for them to spawn on unpunished. Sadly, he doesn't quite get to finish it before going away for DreamHack. Wales Knight digs out underground sheep pens and raises overground horse stables, plus he even gets Etho to build a nano farm for him as payment for helping out with the end last week. But the real highlight of Wales' episodes is the shaders tour he gives around his castle and, coincidentally, the community area of the server. That's right, ladies and gents, Optifine for 1.12 is finally released. Get yours today and you too can cry your eyes out because of how beautiful your builds look.
That's something I wish was in just the default game. Like, I wish water looked a little bit better in this game, but, you know, what can you do?
Sadly, the full 1.12 version also screwed up Doc's villager breeder, so that's a bit of a bummer. Not for too long though, of course, the web is dark and full of Minecraft tutorials. To further protect B-dubs from accidentally killing himself, or rather just breaking Doc's stuff, Doc masks the secret ladder to the villager dungeon with a shulker box mechanism.
Let's look at the system. You walk in here. If you want to get up, open, keep on looking into the shulker box and you fall down.
And on the subject of visible things, Joe Hills' massive Castle Ravenloft build is becoming more and more visible by day, despite Joe taking some time off to bathe in the sprinklers of Washington DC. Once he's back from his trip, Red Sky Bay gets a float-in cinema screen where Joe plans to show off his photographs. And last but not least, XB Crafted steps out of the Woodland Mansion to create more features nearby, including a mining outpost with its own kitchen and a graveyard, because all those zombies had to come from somewhere, and then steps back in to reproduce the Illager head mural in shiny new 1.12 concrete. Maybe he misses having those axe murderers around.
So, there you go. It's the nothing, the stubbies, or the full-blown thingy.
And now, as always, it's time to move on to the NHO section of the recap. Cue the theme song! Nothing NHO related happened this week? Well, recap over. And that's just about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP and my name is Pixelriffs. My latest tutorial in which I build a hobbit hole is in the end cards, so I'd love it if you checked that out. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, subscribe so you won't miss future episodes of the recap, share this video with the Hermitcraft fans in your life, and if you don't know any, join the Hermitcraft community over on Reddit. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.